Kingdom Outkasts podcast is a platform for us to simply express our thoughts, opinions, and experiences concerning our faith and events around the world. We're here for your entertainment, encouragement, and edification of the body. We're humans like yourself and are not the final authority of views expressed. Only the Most High Yah is. Feel free to agree, disagree, edify, question, and comment however you're led to in the comments. We are many members of one body under Messiah and look forward to communing as a family with mutual respect. Shalom and enjoy the pod. Kingdom Outkasts.
Lion of Judah. I'll tell you, that song is a banger, y'all. Dunson? No, that's not Nathaniel Bassey. He has this song called Yeshua Mashiach.
Did we hear
And y'all know me. I listen to my songs on repeat. So that's why I'm over here singing it. But it's a beautiful, beautiful song. Beautiful song. I'm trying to get more into the.
Maybe you should recommend it for praise and worship at PCC.
That'd be a tough one. But definitely trying to get more into the West African
music.
I was saying gospel. West African gospel.
That's the vibes that for the playlist for Book of Clarence.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of.
Yeah. Last night was like Nights Over Egypt. Nights Over Egypt.
What did y'all think about the place last night?
Very much vibe.
Yeah.
It was vibe.
I thought so too.
The architecture was great.
It was giving me disco.
Yeah. I feel like you could pull off a lot of fits there, depending on just what you were feeling. But the DJ, he just fit perfectly in that venue.
And they say Atlanta's all trap.
No, there was no trap. No trap. It was all house music, which I love.
Well, most of Atlanta's trap. Yeah. It's easy to find those spots. It's a little, you got to know somebody a little bit to kind of.
And we were on the east side, like.
Yeah.
I had a good night though.
Oh, y'all were talking about last night.
Yeah,
right?
last night we were at.
Okay, for sure.
What did you think about the place?
Oh, the spot was it was a nice spot. First going in there, it's just kind of like, oh, okay, this is like, this is the type of spot where they do the bare minimum. But call it upscale and fancy.
Okay.
There's no food, no nothing, just a bar and floor.
There's snacks.
And y'all make up whatever y'all want to do.
Bar snacks, yeah. That's the kind of place you go and you actually meet and talk to people.
Yeah.
This wasn't like let me go stand in the corner and be cool.
No.
It was like, let's be mixy a little bit.
Yeah. Very mixy. It was like a mixed crowd too.
Yeah.
You got Indians in there telling us that it was terrible. And then, some whites, of course. Some
and then
black people,
the
some
Jadakiss
Latinos.
concert was like next door.
Yeah. I'm surprised they got let out so much sooner than ours.
Yeah, by midnight.
I thought they'd be like out.
It might have been something. Yeah, it might have been something that happened.
I got to cruise around in Gina's new Tessie.
Oh yeah,
it's hard. It's a 2024.
Whew.
It's nice.
Did she like hit any top speeds on the highway or anything?
She put it in self drive.
Oh, that's so dope.
So it like got on the highway on its own, and
wow.
Then we played back the videos from the parking garage because it like surveils at all times, and like a car pulled up full of niggas, and they're like taking shots out, blunt on ear. One of them like leaned on her car.
Oh my god!
So she just like plays it back every time she gets in her car. And
that's dope, actually.
Yeah, it was cool. It's super minimal in there. Like it's literally nothing but the screen.
Yeah.
All the panels and everything are like blank. It's like Kim K in like Kanye's house circa 2019. Everything is empty, and the few things that are there are just needed. Cup holders?
Are they cup holders?
Yes.
Okay,
but they're nearly invisible. So.
Oh wow, that was a nice whip. Did you get a nice little tint on there?
Right, white on white.
That'd be real smooth. Does she have sunroof?
Yeah, of course.
Gotta have sunroof.
There's like the huge panel.
Oh yeah.
Panel roof.
That's dope. Yeah, I was like this week. I came across this. I forgot what his YouTube channel is called, but he's a prepper.
Oh, goodness.
He had talked about how thinking of like energy sources, how he is going to get him an electric vehicle because he's able to create a energy source with electricity, whether it's via solar or like
so
he's able to
his car.
so he can charge his car in comparison to like me having a freaking almost 30-gallon truck and I don't own a gas station. So things like that, and it just kind of made me think like, maybe electric cars aren't so bad, but
the thing I've heard about electric cars is like because they're newer and this whole thing with the battery, I guess if the battery goes bad in a Tesla or in a number of different kind of electric cars, they're hard to source and they're hard to replace. Like they don't know what's the future of electric cars as far as like if you had a 1999 Toyota, it's probably still running. Like my Toyota Camry from 99, like if it hadn't have been totaled, it would literally be running fine right now. Yeah. We just don't know what a 2019 Tesla is going to look like in 2039.
That's true. And they probably aren't going to have those parts anymore.
Yeah, so that's the issue. That's the thing I've heard. How's your week been, Brandon?
Week has been good. Just busy. Clients, same old. Only thing that's really new is just been losing weight.
You look good.
You can tell.
Yeah.
I'm better. Appreciate it.
Yes.
So yeah, man, face not fat no more.
Do you feel lighter? Do you feel better too?
Yeah, I'm not having as many knee issues, especially my right knee.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, yeah, no wonder I can't do certain things, and I feel my knees a little bit more after the dance floor or doing the workout. Like,
yeah, you were definitely getting low with the knees. So
I was still I can still do that at 180, but 166 is a lot easier. So yeah, we're gonna go down to like 150 maybe, then carb up.
Wow.
I'm gonna get lean. I'm gonna get small.
Yeah,
you're gonna see, just to get big. But so yeah, there's that.
You don't look scrawny. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but
I don't think you can look scrawny. It's like you're like stacked. So even if you slim down, you're still gonna be stacked.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, so that I mean, what else, man? I can't really think of anything too special happening this week. I mean, I think last night was probably the highlight for the weekend for me, because y'all know we've had a lot of pent up energy, man. Yeah. Dancing, been wanting to dance and just be outside a little bit, So
it's the warm weather.
I mean, yeah. The warm weather
activated.
definitely gets me like that. So no, it was a good time, man. It was a good time. Yeah, I look forward to it. Another time like that. So.
Yeah, like it's nice being outside. I think being a summer baby, I like being outside. Growing up, my summers were spent outside.
Right. I did an outdoor sport, so
I played outdoor sports, and like my parents really just weren't having that. Like, and all my friends, like we always played outside. Yeah. I mean, I played my good fair share of video games. But that was during the nighttime, So, yeah, it is nice being outside. Atlanta's it's a nice, cool spot. But I do have to take into consideration that being outside for me, it does. What's the best way to put this? It's not always like the most advantageous thing for me, and I think in regards to spending money. Really, that's really what it is. It's just spending money.
This Negro said something to me yesterday, bro. What did you say?
Get wild.
He said something like about like money's gonna get spent. Like I'm like, bro, this man he was not getting paid right now.
You watched somebody last night talk about. You didn't care about no dollars yesterday.
Honestly, that's just me in general. I don't really care about dollars because you can always just make more. But also, I do care about them.
I think you care about them.
He said I could always just make more. That boy said money just comes to me.
My experience is that you definitely care about dollars.
Huh? I do. Okay. But that doesn't mean I don't have to tighten the grip on them. You know what I mean? Sometimes I do in certain situations and scenarios, but those are just, one-offs. But this week for me, I think like with some of my business partners coming in town for this convention, like it fueled me to get back onto the grind, the entrepreneurship grind, and like also to just really start decreasing my expenses. I know we got some trips coming up, but like after that, well, it's really just decreasing your expenses and trying to make more money for me. And I already know which lane I'm supposed to be in. I've already got licenses, you know. Just got to really tap into it and just get to work for real. It's not that I make excuses. Sometimes I get a little scatterbrained with the paths I want to take within finance. So just kind of hone in a little bit more on that. Job's been cool, but you know, there's no true freedom in a 9 to 5. Like,
I would disagree.
Okay, but think about this: the corporation that you work for is okay. You get your check every 2 weeks. You get your check every 2 weeks.
Guaranteed.
The corporation that you work for, they determine how much you get paid, and also they're in collaboration with the government because they're allowing for the government to take out your taxes.
Right. We all pay taxes.
Yes.
It's inevitable. It's one thing in life. Two,
but,
for sure. Taxes.
But there's so many tax loopholes,
that's not true.
And being black.
No,
they're guaranteed.
Those are things that are guaranteed.
No, bro.
But there are loopholes in taxes to where you can really start maximizing your money. And
what I'm saying is that because we all share this land and space that we live in, we all owe it to. So whether we think the amount we pay is fair or not, we all pay taxes for the greater good of all. That's no matter where you live.
Oh my gosh, you sound like you drinking the Kool-Aid.
No, that's what I'm saying. But for you to say there's no freedom if you pay taxes.
Let me get one statement.
We have to
in
drive
this whole
on
there's no freedom if we don't pay taxes.
We have to have national security.
There's no true you can reach financial freedom, but you're going to need some sort of assets to really get you there. And you're going to have a business. There's not enough cash flow in working in W-2.
I just want one statement in this.
Please, jump in at any point.
Entrepreneur.
As you was like over talking me.
At any point,
but
you can jump right in.
No, it's not. Everybody don't have to pay taxes. What I've learned, I have heard this from a few lawyers, is that what happens is we actually we get swindled into agreeing to pay taxes. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you ever heard of a straw man, your straw man account,
right?
Or those millions of dollars that you have in bonds that somehow you can possibly get to. But just that right there is already proof that we aren't supposed to be paying taxes. Now, one thing I learned is that if you never file for taxes, I heard this from a couple lawyers, and granted, I could do more research, but if you never file for taxes, then you'll never have to pay the job taxes. But the first time you file for taxes, now you have to keep doing it.
Yeah.
So it's like you're agreeing to do it. So no, we don't have to actually pay them. We just get tricked into paying them.
Where would you live and what would you drive if you didn't have any sort of tax returns or you had no record of existing?
Like no credit either?
No credit. No, you've never filed taxes. You don't have no pay stubs. Where do you live? What do you drive?
Anywhere I want.
Where do you live and what do you drive now?
Whatever I've saved up, and just pay cash for it, I guess. But
I'm just suggesting that the reason you can live somewhere and have a car to drive and so forth is because you're a citizen of these United States. Like they can clearly see what you've made. That's why we pay and file taxes.
I can still
you can
drive
have
the same
evidence
car and still
of
live
income.
in the same place.
I hear what you're saying.
You can be tax exempt as a W-2 employee.
What I'm saying is that but your tax returns are used to help you leverage borrowing power.
I hear what you're saying, but at the end of the day, it's a system that you're advocating for. And I hear what you're saying, but I don't know, maybe it's because I'm coming from the moralistic standpoint of that we just shouldn't be paying taxes. We should not have to pay any type of taxes in any part of the world, to be real. But I mean,
something's got to make things
if you go around, though. If no one paid anything toward the greater good.
But if you agree with capitalism and capitalistic society, which is actually
even if you said you got a huge plot of land and thousands of people, if you were going to run a community of thousands of people,
everyone's got to put land into
everyone has to put into something. Otherwise, you can't do it.
That's
we have tithing in the word.
Okay, but that's not. I hear what you're
It's
saying,
going,
but you're not
everyone
paying,
is giving their first fruits toward the greater good of the community.
Yeah, but you're not like you're paying taxes on the land and taxes on everything.
I think
you
we're
buy.
overtaxed.
Everything
If you're
is
saying
taxed.
if we're
like,
overtaxed, yes, we're overtaxed. But the concept of taxes in itself is not wrong.
okay, the word tax, you don't even have to use tax. I mean, tithe and tax ain't really the same thing. Tithe is just recognizing you get what you have from the Most High and giving it. Taxing is literally like everything is taxed. It's not the same thing.
I think they overtax us. I totally agree with that. But the idea that
maybe you're looking for a different word.
Contribute to the pot.
Maybe you're looking for a
benefit from the pot.
You on one today?
Impossible.
Yeah.
Like it just can't be done.
You on one today?
Yes.
Take a breath in through the nose, out through the mouth.
You take a breath.
Your
breath.
adrenaline up.
So how my week was?
I did it for both you guys.
You guys already got to share week. My week was swell. Here, like the last 2-3 weeks, I finished the New Testament, and I think it kind of happened. Like I started reading it at the beginning of the year slowly, and then one day I just looked up and I was like finished with the Revelation. I was like, oh wow, I just read the New Testament. So I really enjoyed it. Of course, the Gospels. That's where I started, and then we get into the history behind the Messianic community. And then it goes into, the prophecy, and then it gets into Revelation.
Yeah.
And I honestly felt like it was an easy read or something. Like I think I've done this before several times, but I don't know. It flowed really different. I just feel like I looked up and it was complete. So now I'm circling back to basically Torah, because I started reading through Torah, got caught up in Leviticus, got distracted, put it down.
Yeah.
Now I'm back.
Yeah.
So that's as far as the word. And I've also for my fun read, I started reading this book, Chaos, and it's about CIA. Charles Manson, the CIA, and the secret history of the 60s. So on its face, like basically there's a journalist who was tasked with writing about the Manson murders, but like 20-30 years after it happened. So he's going back to old Hollywood and some of the people that were around at that time to try to put the pieces together. And he's starting to realize that, when they investigated this, they intentionally left a lot of information out around how these people are all tied and connected, and how the CIA had a hand in it, and MK Ultra had to do with it, and how they were supplying drugs to Manson and the family, and how this entire story was upheld and kept in secret, and the U.S. government was heavily involved in the way it all happened. But to the media and to this day, people just think, this random crazy person had a vendetta against Hollywood and committed random acts of violence for no reason. So I'm like really early in the book, but it goes into that stuff. I was telling you when we were running the other day that I kind of wanted to get back in my history bag, because I used to be like more of a history nerd. Around the time I was coming into the truth, I was like just wanting to read and like want knowledge, and then it took me into like on the religious side, and then it took me to the truth. But outside of that, I was always interested in like American history, U.S. history, world history, and so forth. So I think I'm gonna get back into that.
Yeah, that's a couple things. What was your favorite? What's your favorite book outside of the Gospels in the New Testament? What would you say? Someone asked me that, and I was like, that is a really good question.
It is.
I really like John within the Gospel, but I think James.
James,
yeah. James,
okay.
He just, because it's straight, and first off, it starts off letter to the Hebrews, but yeah.
All of Paul's writings, any of it, like,
yeah.
I'm like, all right, this is motivating.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely motivating.
Like, I have light work here in the States. I'm living like a good, cushy existence, and I'm going to be in the truth, and I'm going to go to Shabbat service. Like, no, Paul was in the streets.
In the jail mud. Cell. Yeah, literally in the mud.
So that makes me feel like my walk is like a cakewalk. That's motivating to me. It feels like, okay, yeah. I might be doing the minimum, honestly.
And then like I don't know. I know we're gonna talk about this later on in the episode, but you gotta love a good independent investigative journalist, and their ability to, I don't know, help you look at something from a different perspective as to what was presented by the media. like in regards to the CIA and stuff. There was another guy recently. We talked about him actually. He set himself on fire.
Yes,
he was an investigative journalist, and he was talking about this whole collapse and this whole ushering of central bank digital currencies. But I don't know. I feel like it's really good to read material like that from a perspective that you don't have, and then weigh it out and study.
Right. Yeah, independent journalism.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lost art.
It is. It really is. Y'all ready to get into the precept?
We kind of didn't introduce ourselves.
Oh. I think y'all know who we are by now, dadgummit.
Right.
And for the new,
For the new people.
Yeah.
We are here. Kingdom Outkasts Podcast, episode 31. Podcasting. The way of the truth. No. We are podcasting the truth of the way. There we go.
That's the same thing. The way of the truth. The truth in the way.
No.
Walking in the way.
It's been a minute.
Of the truth.
Yeah. Yahshua is the way, the truth, and the life. But I am your co-host, Eliyahu.
My name is Dayja.
What's good? It's Brandon Mashot.
Let's get into the episode, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got our precept here coming from 1 Peter 3:13.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Y'all, excuse me if y'all see me on the camera. I did almost hour and a half leg day and then just 8 days just cooking. So
And no coffee.
I'm fighting a crash.
No coffee either.
And that's after burning 1,000 calories last night and of eating.
Of dancing.
Yeah.
And from that point to just now, I haven't eaten anything.
Wow.
So
It sounds like you don't want to be fed. You want to come over here good and hungry, and then
with
an attitude.
No. I just need coffee. That's
then
all.
Be,
I just should have had coffee. That's all. All right. So here's the precept, y'all. So yeah, excuse my lack of energy.
I don't know. You seem like you had some energy when we was talking about taxes just now.
No, you was over talking me, which made me have to muster up some energy.
That's what I like to see. That's the excitement that I get out of bed for.
See this is toxic, bro. That's toxic. Anyways,
that's funny.
Okay, written in 64 AD by ancestor Kappa or Peter to the Europeans who accepted Yeshua. But sanctify Yah our Elohim in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asks you a reason of the hope that is in you, with meekness and fear. And that is 3 Peter 13. 1 Peter chapter 3 verse 13. But sanctify Yah our Elohim in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man that asks you a reason for the hope that is within you, meekness and fear.
Where are we? Because
1 Peter 3:13.
That's not what my Bible says.
Interesting.
1 Peter.
This is
3:13. My bad. 3:13.
3:13. Oh, I was thinking 1:13.
My bad, y'all. Look, y'all already know.
I was about to say, listen.
I get stupid after I work out. All right.
No. It's just all
First Peter.
Your energy just leaves your brain.
1 Peter chapter 3.
Yes.
For chapter 3, verse 13.
Brandon,
chapter
which
3 or
version?
is it
Which
chapter
version are you
1
using?
Peter 3:13.
What does yours say?
Okay, I'm reading.
Let me see
I'm
it.
reading out the Amplified version.
1 Peter
Let me look at it.
3:13.
Okay, this is the Amplified
At the top.
1:3.
Now,
13.
who is there to hurt you? If
Who is there to hurt
become-
you? Become enthusiastic about what is good. Okay, now let me see yours.
Hold up.
Let me see yours.
All right, cool. But let me just look real quick.
We just gotta make sure we're giving out the right scripture. I want to know what scripture you're talking about because I need to highlight.
Because when Brandon doesn't choose from the canonical, so when he does, I lock in. I'm like, all right, this must be some kind of a hidden.
It is 15. I'm tripping.
Oh, verse 15.
You know what it is? I'm reading it off of a screenshot of a I'm not reading from the actual Bible. I'm reading it from a meme.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So my bad. So it's 3:15. 1 Peter 3:15.
Okay.
To sanctify Yah Elohim in your hearts, and be ready to give an answer to every man that asks you a reason of the hope that is in you, with meekness and fear.
That makes sense.
Probably should cut that out. All that out.
It's all good. We
We'll
gotta
see.
show that we're
Yeah.
people. You know? That is good though.
Cool.
That's a good word.
Yeah. So yeah. I guess what you know. Am I supposed to say what I got first, y'all? Yeah, I think it's y'all.
My thoughts are like, what does it mean to be ready? I think what it means to be ready to, one, it means be ready to share the gospel and share the good news and the truth of the word that has been taken away or sort of hidden from us through Christianity, but also to be able to give a praise report or be able to share the good news about what the Most High is doing in your life in a moment where it seems fit or it would be needed. And I think it just means to have like enthusiasm with the way that you walk, you talk, the way you carry yourself, so that someone, you know, who doesn't know you might just really want to ask, like, what is it about you that is different? Like, where do you get this meekness? Like, where do you get this zeal? Where do you get this peace? Like, where are you drawing from?
Yeah, what is your source?
What is your source? So, like,
That's good.
I want to be a living, walking example. I want for anyone who comes in contact with me to feel the experience of the Most High's love.
My turn, I guess. That's good. I think I'm along the same lines of, well, like always being ready to really allow for the Holy Spirit to lead you into how to communicate with people. I think it's important that we set ourselves apart and, you know, continue to sustain the Most High's word and being in prayer daily, because the enemy does not want for our light to shine, you know, the light of Christ that's within us to shine. So it's really important to be ready and just like, you know, I think about like when you play sports, you got to be on your toes. Like you want to be on, like, you don't want to be on your heels, you want to be on like the balls of your feet. So I think about that. And, you know, recently, like, okay guys, like, you know, I try to, you know, keep it humble. So I'm not telling you guys this story, you know, to brag.
Just tell us the story. It's okay. It's
okay.
okay.
Nah, so you gotta say that because people,
Yeah.
you cocky Leo, you arrogant Leo. No, you just insecure.
Yeah. So I'm just
Okay, disclaimer.
But yeah,
I'm just gonna have
we have to.
moment of coming out of this humility.
Our confidence makes people uncomfortable.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Not
I
me.
get a lot of.
Not me. I encourage it.
I get so much
Sometimes.
enjoyment. I get a lot of
Anyway.
peace and fulfillment from like just blessing people on the streets, you know.
Yes.
And what I started, like, I just keep cash in my car. If you break into my car, I don't even care. You can take it.
Right. It was meant for you.
It's meant for you.
Yeah, I'm gonna start.
Just don't break the window. Just don't break the window.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
start
sure.
pocket watching.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start pocket watching. Like he been talking real big money, big man money talk.
Bro, listen, it's literally part of like tithing and offering.
No, I know. I'm
Like,
just
Just
saying.
saying,
That's
lately
really the way you just say that.
You've been looser with the dollars lately.
I know,
it's good.
No, because I feel the same way. Like I kind of operate similar.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just listening to you talk.
Yeah. So okay. So there's this brother, and listen, this okay, I posted on my story, but my sister, you know, like not my blood sister, but like a girl I met in school, and she's really like a sister to me.
Your sis.
She's a really great friend. That's what I said. She got me this cake at Publix, and it was really just a blessing that she got me this cake. It was because I told her
Don't
about my
go out
struggles
of
with
this
smoking,
right.
and then she was like, you know, you're sobering up. So she got me this cake. I went to go pick it up from Publix, and then in the parking lot there was his brother there, and his house literally had burned down like 2 days ago, 2 days prior, and he was like just out of his trunk, and he's like talking, asking people for food, water, anything that could help. I'm like, yeah, of course. And I'm relating this back to the scripture, by the way. I was like, okay,
We're here for it.
okay, yeah, all right. So I was like, okay, like give me 1 second. So I went to my car. It's like, okay, because I just have purchased I purchased 2,000, only $10, guys, 2,000 little handout cards that says Jesus paid it all, and it has some scriptures on there, front and back, beautiful. So I've been giving that to the people that I'm able to bless with, you know, whatever I can.
Yes.
And I gave him that, and then I didn't have any cash on me at that time, and I was like, dang, okay, like how can I help out? Like, do you have Cash App or anything? He's like, yeah, send me that. And I was like, okay, cool. And then I had literally a 24 pack of waters, and I just gave that to him. But the thing that really...
That is a blessing.
It is a blessing, you know, but what he asked me, because we had talked, I shared a little bit of my testimony. I'm like, bro, because he's talking about, you know, drinking and how he always just used to go to that. But he's like, I just been praying to God. I just want to, you know, focus on him in this trial. And I'm like, you know, brother, just cast your burdens on Yeshua, you know, and realize that it's during the trials that you got to be the strongest. But he asked me to pray for him. And I was like, of course. You believe in Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? Yes. And then I was like, all right, cool. We that's the foundation. We can go to the Most High. So it was really just a blessing, and it broke me down. Like I literally like got back to the car and cried.
You were emotional?
I was emotional. You know, I was like, bruh. But it wasn't even because of me doing that. It was more so because of my friend buying me that cake. She's the reason I was even in that situation, and it was because she wanted to acknowledge that I had been doing good with like not smoking. So like she gave me that cake is the reason why I was able to bless somebody else. And I told her that. I'm like, bro, like you don't even understand like how much of a domino effect that is. But I say all that to say is that like
I love that.
It's just always important to be ready to share the good news of Yeshua, the gospel and salvation, and also our testimonies. So I'm a little long-winded. Sorry guys.
Yes.
Yeah, I think y'all beat that up, so, you know, I'll keep that. Yeah, very simple. You know, have an answer for everything.
Have an answer for everything.
You know, that's definitely like the comment I've gotten so many times in my life. You just have an answer for everything. Like, I mean, aren't I supposed to?
Yeah. Prepared.
Am I supposed to just
Yeah.
But okay, cool. So, all right, our Hebrew word, right, is answer. Let's go and see. Yeah, I should have typed this up already, but you know.
We've learned quite a few Hebrew words by now.
Yeah.
A lot, yeah. All right, so
it's about to be my second language.
Yeah. We've got 2 words here. Oh, well, as y'all know, there's multiple words, you know, for this. So let's start with 60-30. All right, 60-30, Strong's Hebrew, is a verb. It is pronounced ana, all right, and to answer or to respond, ana. And let us see, the Strong's is also the coordinates. Sing, shout, testify, announce. A primitive root properly to eye or generally to heed, pay attention, by implication to respond, to extent, to begin to speak, specifically sing, shout, testify, announce, give account, afflict, cause to give, answer, bring low, mistake, cry, hear, lift, say, scholar, speak, testify, utter, bear witness. Then we have ana, 60-31. Verb ana, to be bowed down or afflicted. Yeah, I think that's kind of like just a different word, but so this is to abase self or defile, chasten self, dear hardly with hurt, ravish. Yeah, that's a whole nother different ana. Mm-hmm. But 60-32. To answer, answered. It's also Aramaic. Reflected, replied, responded, said, spoke.
The synonym that comes to mind for answered, like, is praise. That's what I'm hearing, because it's like to make known, like to respond.
I mean, you got a lot of words here. I mean, 46-17, maneh, to answer, response. 60-30, yeah, like it's a lot of different words here for that. I mean, 86-66, teshubah, to return, answer. So I'm not gonna get too deep in all that, but yeah, it's a lot. Mm-hmm. So yeah, man. Yeah, very. I mean, obviously, it kind of fell along the lines I thought it would probably go. Obviously, gonna be a little more than the answer. It's kind of like, you're answering in a way of praise, answering in a way of just singing his praises.
Mm-hmm.
And, one thing I do have to take into account this verse is, just because you have an answer for somebody doesn't mean they're going to like it too, right?
That's very true.
So,
Ain't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah,
Ain't
bro,
that the truth?
If there's one thing I've definitely learned is to, just give people the answer and leave it. I'm not going to argue with you with it. That's my answer. Just leave it,
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes the Most High's answer, we're like, no, I'm gonna keep listening because I ain't want that answer.
Yeah.
And the Most High's like, nope, but this is what I said.
Yeah.
Stiff necked people.
Yep, there it goes.
This is what was said.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
So, let's get into current events.
Yeah.
I'm sure everyone has seen by now
Everybody and their mom.
the video. That video.
That video.
The video of
The-
Trump on the stand at a rally, and something happens.
Pew pew.
Gunshots are heard.
Gunshots are
Some
heard.
kind of shots are heard.
Shots
are heard.
Shots are
Trump comes down. When he lifts back up, he's bleeding on the face, and he has the audacity to put up the Black Power fist before exiting
Fist
the stage.
pumping.
What are our thoughts
Fist pumping. Fist
on
pumping.
this
My thoughts
incident?
is if you believe this, if you actually believe this happened like this,
And we're gonna zoom in on
I
it.
need you to look in the mirror and I need you to look at in your eyes, in the people, in the depths of your soul, and answer yourself, where is my brain at? How?
Where's my
Okay,
brain
so
at?
just cooking people.
Just cooking. This is
How do you believe? Yo, let me tell you something.
I feel like he could have got shot with a BB gun. Do I need to look in the eyes and see if I have a brain?
Look, Kennedy, Lincoln, the time that they were assassinated versus what we know today
They're
is
out.
very different information.
Yeah.
So if you want to choose to believe this man was really
Thank you.
shot
The
at today,
60s, please.
Come through, Buck.
gotcha, you're. Oh, look at her,
Talk
conspiracy
60s,
bag.
talk president
for sure.
assassination, talk CIA.
Yeah, bro. Like, come on. Like, this is so. Oh my gosh, dog. But yeah, go ahead. Let's.
What do you-
Before I take it over, just go.
These are my thoughts.
Yo, what was that? I don't know. Stop twerking in my face.
Sorry, guys. I didn't mean to twerk in your face. I was just dancing on the camera because it is all a show.
Yes, it
Literally,
is.
it's all a
This is
show.
literally a show.
It's literally. This is part of the show. This is part of the show.
So
Okay,
you think
literally-
that Trump is the world's best actor and he can like
Okay,
pretend
okay.
to fall down,
No,
get up,
no.
fight the power?
there's- I don't want to say he's not the best actor, but he's a good actor. And listen, up until now, okay, let's think about the week preceding this attempted assassination attempt, where the guy's already dead. We see Biden on the decline. His
You
ratings.
said the guy is already dead.
Who's
The
already
shooter's
dead?
already gone. He's dead.
From the incident.
Yes, the person who allegedly shot
Oh, yeah.
Tristan.
Yeah.
What
He's
can
gone.
you shoot from long range to hit
Okay,
someone without killing them?
These are my thoughts.
Well,
okay,
I mean, you can graze.
In the video, when you watch the video, there was like 5 shots or 5, 6
you have
shots.
to be top notch to intentionally hit someone without killing them.
No, I
No,
mean,
yeah,
you can
But, like,
be
if
off.
you-
You got when it comes to sniping, it's wind speed. It's a
But-
lot of
but he
stuff.
was-
You can't just put the dot and think on the shoot. You got to account for wind.
That's what I'm thinking. Is it a big rubber bullet or something? Something that
No,
wouldn't actually penetrate?
no. Let me tell you, if he really got shot, yes, you can miss and graze somebody.
Yeah, but that's very close.
So
No, I get it. I
I
understand.
feel like- and-
but y'all
okay,
see,
this-
Y'all
y'all,
just took the man's head off.
Y'all
watched
watched
it.
it. There were 5 shots.
Okay.
There were 5 shots.
Yeah.
He got grazed by one of them. What happened to the
Other
the
four.
other ones? Like
They didn't hit nobody.
A good sniper would have definitely hit him, or they would not have gone to shoot more this way.
Or they would have
would've
hit
gone towards the
someone,
body.
right?
Well, someone did die. Someone else in the crowd died.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
I thought everyone else was unharmed.
no, someone else did die. So
Imagine going to a Trump rally because you think
Dying.
it's the end of the world is coming and you are a MAGA prepper
Mad.
Trumper and you die at the Trump rally
Bruh.
via assassination miss bullet.
This is honestly, bro. I mean, there's no way that he loses the election now, in my opinion.
It's. I mean, let's just read the article. We're all over the place a little bit. So Trump
Yeah.
shooting live. This is ABC News. Trump shooting live updates. No motive known. Biden to give Oval Office address.
Biden's gonna make a speech.
Federal authorities are investigating after former President
Speech ain't gonna
Donald
make
was
no
shot
sense.
in an assassination attempt at an election rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Secret Service agents swarmed Trump and ducked behind the podium. Blood could be seen on his right ear as agents surround him and led him off the stage, awaiting a vehicle to whisk him away. Trump is fine. A spokesperson said allegedly the shooter's dead. One spectator was killed and 2 were critically injured, critically hurt. That's that on that. No motive known. I mean, I guess the motive wasn't to kill the president. You know what I'm saying?
Because he's not the president. So.
I mean, the guy who's supposed to whatever.
Yeah.
What's your question, Elijah?
No. It's
I don't know who the president is anymore. To be honest, let's just throw it to that.
Honestly, even if Trump does get elected, he's not going to be he's not going to be the decision maker.
Right.
There's a commander of chiefs over the commander of chief. But we know,
I don't see any bruise.
Worldly governors, Ephesians 6.
Right.
Worldly governors. Go check out episode 20 something.
There's.
They got a close up.
We
have to put that on the screen.
The thing is that there's no wound.
Like you don't see.
Like I just see blood, but there's no wound where the blood is coming.
This is what I mentioned. This is what I mentioned to somebody. There was back in the day, the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees were playing, and there was this guy, a pitcher named Curt Schilling, and one of his most famous pitching performances was when he had torn something in his ankle and there was blood coming out of his sock. But later it found out that it was just ketchup.
What?
It was literally not blood. The whole pitching performance, it was all a show. We know it's entertainment.
Oh, he created it.
He created the idea. It's kind of like a Michael Jordan flu game. But
so you're saying Trump can come back better than ever and show that he's strong.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it works perfectly for this whole show.
This don't make sense, right? So the shooter was apparently like in front of Trump, somewhere far right or behind. Bruh, how does blood from your ear? Did they say it grazed his ear? Mm-hmm. How does blood from your ear end up on your lip? Face. Like if anything, it would splatter back like that. It's not gonna all the way to the front of your lip.
I mean, there is
and you got graze in your ear.
Science, like I don't know, maybe the inertia.
No,
I don't know which way the bullets are coming from.
He's saying it was coming from forward, so how can it splash forward and come from forward?
You know, hey, and look, if we got any of the details wrong, don't kill us, bro. This is
because I mean, this is.
I don't care enough to know a lot of the details, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just say if we think it's real or fake, then.
Fake. It's fake.
I think he might have really got shot. So I'm one of the people who needs to look in the mirror and ask myself, do I have a brain? I'm going to do that as soon as you guys leave.
You have a brain?
Okay.
Okay, I have a question for you guys. I have a question.
What?
Do you guys think, do you think that the election could ever be canceled?
Like, there's no more elections.
Like, what if Biden said that in his address?
I think anything can happen. I think I'm just waiting and waking up and waiting for the next thing.
Streets try to burn down the White House.
Yeah, a lot of things would get burned down. Like, it would be anarchy. And
so
then the military come in, and then there would be a dictatorship.
It's just that easy, huh?
Yeah.
I mean,
martial law.
Yeah, like it really.
This goes into Project 25.
What's okay?
Granted, I see a lot of people talking about how but Project 25 don't even compare to Agenda 2030. So a lot of people are like, bro, like shut up about Project 25. Agenda 2030 is really where it's at. Again, so I know about Agenda 2030. I don't know much about 20. You'll own nothing and be happy. United Nations goals.
Project 25. I think they play a part in one another because Project 25 is going to limit the individual freedoms of people's ability to move and live freely without structure. So
I didn't say
if no one can be if no one can be homeless and the only you basically have to be owned by the government if you don't have a home, then that kind of goes into Project 30. Like
that's what
2030.
Obviously it's like groundwork type stuff. You know what I mean? I just be seeing folk with the
You know, because what 25 is supposed to be, what that's Republican side of things, or the White House in general?
I think the Democrats are pushing it.
Oh, okay. I have not.
Are you sure?
Project 25?
I seen Project 25 meme with Trump's face on it.
I thought it was Republicans.
Okay.
All right. Again, we need to look at articles before we start talking about stuff.
Okay, I am understanding of the Agenda 2030, and what I've been realizing is that all these world institutions, because every country has their own different name and everything, but they're all going to be initiatives, different names, same overall goal. So that Agenda 2030, I mean, you have all the sustainable development goals, bank the unbanked, diversity and inclusion, all of these various aspects of society that are supposed to be for the United Nations 2030, but then each and all the member nations are getting in line, but they might just have their own Project 25. They're going to have their own version of it.
Right.
They're all moving toward the same thing. They just have different names because that's just the Antichrist system.
And the thing they're all moving toward is reducing individual freedom, increasing government. And that's what, I mean, in a sense, that's what Republicans are against. The Republicans are for small government, high individual freedom.
All right, let me read this real fast. Project 2025 explained, this is on Forbes, what to know about the controversial right-wing policy map for Trump. So, they're claiming this is more of a Republican thing. Former President candidacy has drawn widespread scrutiny from the left, in part because of Project 25, a conservative think tank wide-ranging blueprint for Trump's potential second term that covers everything from recruiting like-minded personnel to blowing up entire agencies and getting rid of wokeness in government, and platform assembled partly by ex-Trump staffers. Playbook about what Trump should do in his first 180 days. I mean, granted, like, every president comes with some 100 and something days plan, right? That they never do. Through the project is okay. So here are the bullet points. Key facts: Project 25 spearheaded by the Heritage Foundation, of course, the Heritage Foundation, to help from more than. I tell you, bro, the subtle the
names of these things.
Neck. Other conservative groups is a multi-part plan of the next conservative administration, namely a Trump presidency, which includes a LinkedIn-style database for presidential personnel hopefuls.
You're saying this says he's going to win?
They're telling us he's going to be president.
Yeah. Through the project is led by the Heritage Foundation and other private third-party groups and is not formally tied to Trump, who has tried to distance himself from the operation. Its proposals were developed in part by former members of his administration and Trump allies, and the ex-president has previously praised Heritage for his policy work. I'm trying to just, skip like a bunch of, laying out plans for aspects. I mean, it's a lot. Federal agencies, scale down federal government, transgender rights beyond biological sex are roundly rejected, which such steps as reinstating the ban on transgender American serving the military, prohibiting public school educators from referring to students, ensuring no federal, there's a lot of LGBTQ stuff in here, DEI and LGBTQ rights.
Oh, reducing their rights.
Seeks to eliminate diversity, equity, and inclusion programs from throughout the federal government and universities. And while it doesn't outlaw same-sex marriage, it supports nuclear families that include married father and their children. Climate change proposal would undo much of the federal government's climate work. Abortion. Doesn't explicitly call for an abortion ban, but would make steps to restrict the procedure. Education, emphasize a school choice policy. Yeah, I'm not going to go through all of this. Y'all get it. It's a lot.
I almost feel like we might be Trumpers. I mean, based on what you just read.
Speak for yourself. I don't care about none of these.
We're technically conservatives, though. Like, based off anyone whose lifestyle is based on the word, like, you are conservative by nature. Those are conservative values.
I mean, heard, but conservative values based off misinterpretations of the word. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not even like it's biblical conservative, the same as Republican conservative. I can't jump on that train.
No.
Gotcha.
But the riot fencing in the U.S. in D.C. I think is I don't know. there's just so many signs of these times that we're living in that, I mean, anything could happen at any moment real quick. We need to show that video on the screen, but
the
riot fences. I want to say it was around the White House.
Constructed
Yeah.
around the White House.
Well, you know what?
I thought it was
Kenya is a great example of how we should be. These people rioted so hard in their government, stormed their governmental buildings just within the last few months, that President Ruto literally like changed mad stuff to like accommodate the people. Like, taxes. I think there's like more taxes and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and they scared these folk. They changed. They like, okay, like anti-government.
Because we don't want chaos in it. I feel like there's too much.
No, we have to.
There's too much fluoride in the water.
Yeah.
No one wants to get out in the streets and do these things.
As a population, unfortunately, we are too docile and too fluorinated.
There you go.
Calcified.
Our pineal glands are too calcified.
Right. Let me see if I can read the description. Kenya President Ruto apologizes for arrogance and opulence amid protests.
Apologized.
Kenya's President William Ruto issued a public apology for the arrogance and show of opulence displayed by ruling party legislators and ministers in recent tax hike protests. He also vowed to take action against rogue police officers who opened fire on unarmed civilians during the demonstrations and the storming of Parliament. President Ruto, referring to what he called arrogant statement made by officials, said public speaking was difficult and some people make mistakes for which he takes responsibility and promised change in the conduct of officials. Ruto's apology and promise to address police brutality comes in response to public outrage over deadly protests against proposed tax hikes. The protests saw police shoot civilians, parts of the Parliament building set on fire, and protesters storming Parliament during finance bill vote. We ain't built like that.
Well, they did. They stormed the Capitol, and it was a big deal.
Here, you. Let me tell you, man.
Are you trying to say that never happened?
What I'm saying
that happened.
What I'm saying is, there are genuine protests where the people have come, and then there are protests that are led by organizations infiltrating the protest. What we saw that was organizations infiltrating a situation and causing a situation. That whole thing was planned.
Okay.
This is citizens like Nuck if you buck. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it can get really blurry. Is all I'm saying.
I get it, but this is the exact thing that I got a bolo on my head for the entire Atlanta Metro Police when I told y'all about the George Floyd thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why I said on social media, the only way people are change is gonna happen is if you scare these rich folk.
Yeah.
And if you want to scare these rich folk, what you got to do? Pull up. Mm-hmm. And next thing you know, be on the lookout. Order, entire Atlanta Metro Police, my face plastered on walls. Granted, this is evidence that what I said was right. Scare these Negroes and these white folk.
We have a different way of doing things.
We have a different. See, and that's I can't just get along with the. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do things here. Like I am groupthink.
Read the room.
Groupthink.
That's funny.
Erica Badu, that's the only thing you put out good now.
Don't do this. Don't do that, lady. That's
I'm sorry.
That is crazy.
I'm sorry, man. She put a lot of witchcraft out here. I'd be mad. but
let's move on.
Yeah. Good job, Kenya. Bad job, USA.
Anyway,
we'll see you soon.
Time for check-in. Let's check in. Let's talk about where we are on our walk, being in the way, in the truth. We were discussing earlier. We think that a lot of people are kind of coming into truth, at least us specifically, around maybe 2019, 2018, 2020, whatever, 4 or 5 years ago. How do you feel you are as far as like your zeal, your excitement about the truth, your accountability, walking in the way?
Where's your long suffering at?
Where's your long suffering?
There you go. Have you been long suffering with the Most High? Y'all go first. Eliyahu.
So as the baby of the truth community here, literally in this.
Yeah, he said here. He said, "I'm big dog when I step outside."
Yeah. Zeal wise, I'm just. I don't feel like I'm like being super. I'm not. My zeal is not really high right now. For like. Okay, so I was in a space of, I want to say like a couple months ago, of really wanting to learn a lot more and to improve my understanding of our ancestry, Hebrew lineage, and a lot more of the prophecy concerning us. But recently I have just gone back to seeking more of Yeshua as a foundation of my life, and I had to stay there right now. Mm-hmm. It's not that I don't like hearing this stuff, because it really does interest me. Like, even when Pastor O got into Deuteronomy 28 yesterday, I was like, oh, hallelujah, this is great to hear. It's a good reminder, and it's so beautiful to see a lot more people waking up now. But I realized that it's really a process. And I don't want to, because I felt, okay, so this is what I was gonna say. Like, a couple months ago, I was actually like, I won't say I was rushing the process, but I was sharing with people that were not ready to receive the message of who the true people of the Bible are. And I actually even debated one of my homies about it. And I realized, I talked to one of the brothers at church. He's like, yeah, man. He just mentioned how he was like, he was super onto the Hebrew thing and being in the truth. And then, he was like, oh man, like, my heart is starting to, it's like, it's not where it should be right now. Mm-hmm. And I was able to relate with him so much, because I was literally making notes, getting PowerPoints together, for this debate that I was having with my boy, because I was like, I'm gonna prove him wrong. And I know that I'm right, and even after the debate, he still has his perspective, and he didn't persuade me. It improved my ability to debate, but it's not like it brought really much fruit for me. But I do think it's important for okay.
You feel like you're wasting your breath.
With him.
Yeah, with him. Yeah.
Yeah, with him. Yes. I was like, all right, bro, forget. Literally, we had a conversation yesterday about canon versus non-canon books, and I'm like, bro, you know what? You just need to pray on it before you start making statements. Seriously.
He was getting on your nerves.
Bro, literally. I tell him that all the time. And I mean, he knows it's like, love. It's my brother in Christ. But so just really having Yeshua as my foundation. Recently I read, so I was pulling up Luke 14:28, which says, "For which one of you, when he wants to build a watchtower, does not first sit down and calculate the cost to see if he has enough to finish?" I think that's perfect for long suffering.
That's
and
good.
Just reminding ourselves that it's a marathon, not a sprint, and we literally have to count the cost as to being followers of Yeshua, and it's a lifetime that we live. So
right, it's a long race.
Mm-hmm, it's a long race.
I know my experience has been that early on, I found myself in a lot more of those sort of debate conversations, and I just felt like I just wanted to be heard. No, these are the facts, and haven't you researched this, and don't you know that, and you should dismantle this. And then you get to a place of also what you described, where it's okay, but where is my heart and where is my mind? I need to fix it on Yeshua, because I was distracted before. And then after that, it's okay, purpose. Now I want to look at what is the Most High using me for, and what are the areas that He's watering, and things that I'm working on slowly over time that's gonna bear fruit in the long run. So I feel those are the phases for me. First it's excitable, then it's argumentative, then it's humbled, and then it's back refocused.
Yeah.
And so I'm in the refocus mode a little bit right now.
Yeah, I feel that. I'm definitely in refocus mode. My zeal is nowhere near where it was, but it's
honest.
It's slowly coming back as far
That's
as
an honest answer.
As far as just getting back just getting back into my routine to consistently read, pray, meditate. You know what I mean? It's been more pray, meditate than read. you know. So I haven't been reading as much, but you know, I'm finna get back in a lot of that. I've just been.
Faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God.
Yeah, you know, and a lot of all the other stuff you were saying, you know, at a point, like, some of the stuff gets old, you know, as far as, like, just, conversations or debates, and, you know, like, I'm at the point where I've actually reached capacity for, like, how much I care about certain things, and I'm trying to not let that bleed into everything else, you know what I mean?
Yes.
You know, because, you know, once you, you know, lose your lifeline, you start to slowly, you know, degrade. So, no, I'm definitely at a point of getting back, you know, but it's like, what, 2020, I would say, is when I kind of came into the truth, right? So it's like, yeah, have more knowledge. I have all this knowledge stored up, this experience and stuff like that. But one of the, I guess, the main things that I like, and I see this genetic, this sin in us, is the not remembering what the Most High did, like in your in moments. And when you don't remember, you wind up falling back into certain ways. And so it kind of brings certain verses back when Paul was talking about bringing things back to remembrance. Granted, I do think that if what he's saying has a little bit more to do with regeneration in those verses, but I can also see where it means bringing to remembrance what you were taught earlier type thing. So yeah, man, I found myself, like, as Most High, like, allow me to not forget you did this, allow me not forget you spoke to me this way, allow me to not forget you did that woo-de-woo. But it's like, okay, I need to actually, like, put stuff up so I can visually see, you know, because the short attention span is short.
I also deal with, like, my human nature is that I deal in patterns, and things are, like, cyclical for me. Cyclical, if that's the word. They're cyclical. So I'll go through phases.
I'm similar.
Where like I'm good, I'm happy, I'm joyful. Then I'll have times where I'm excited about new things, and then I'll have times where I'm like disappointed, sad, or annoyed. And then I'll need to pray, I'll need to fast, I'll need to break it, and then I'll feel better again, and I'll still fall back into it. And then sometimes I look back and I'm like, how am I back here again? Like, am I going in circles forward, or am I just going in circles, period?
Bro,
so when I start to feel like I'm just going in circles, period, I'm like, all right, we need to get back to the drawing board, because we need to break this cycle right away.
Cycles, boy, I tell you. Just when you thought you overcame something, you know, at one point. The only thing I've really overcome, I would say, is anger issues. And even that, like, the rare times I ever do start raising my voice, it's like, oh my, how could you be like this? You know, who's this Brandon? Like, I've never, y'all.
You're like, oh,
if y'all only knew.
Little do you know.
I'm so chill. People don't realize now. But yeah,
I'm trying to overcome.
I got a few
Period.
things on. Yeah, I got a laundry list.
For sure. So. But yeah, that's why, you know, it's important, I guess, to keep connected to the body.
Yeah.
You know, because, I mean, to be, you know, honestly, you know, a lot of our people kind of got busy here and there. We hadn't really been consistent with linking up and chopping it up, you know.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's just kind of like I think one thing that would help is just being better with community outside the church walls, you know, but... You know, so yeah.
Yeah, you need people around you who know the real you, and who can identify when you might be kind of like going through something or in that phase, and you're like not saying it out of your mouth, but they care about you and know you enough to either pray for you on your behalf, or even make mention of it to you when you're not yourself, you're not feeling right.
I need that. I don't like being held accountable.
Yeah, accountability is key.
I want to do what I want to do in the moment. I like commit to something.
Will it offend you if someone pulls you aside? It's like, hey, like, it
seems
like you're kind of going this way, and like what I know of you is like that's not you, that's not who you are.
Not at all. Like, I've asked, like, you know, Joseph or just told Joseph a little bit. You know, I know him and Harold are very hard on being accountable to each other, especially with similar things in like their love life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like no, like that would be cool. I just know me. It's kind of like you come and hold me accountable, and it's like I can feel the pull in my mind, but it's like, wait, Brandon, just fight the pull, just listen, just digest
like
it.
argue.
Yeah, no, it's not even argue. It's really just like no. I just tell you no.
Yeah.
Or I just like you know what I mean?
Not happening.
It's I need the Most High to fix a rebellious spirit, bro, for real.
I don't want it. Like you had canceled our long run this week.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, Elijah don't want to be great. Like he over here trying to sleep in. He's canceling runs, and then I had scheduled my own self a long run alone, and I didn't get up for it.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I don't want to be great. I'm over here wanting to sleep in. I'm over here canceling run. Like it was literally days apart. And I'm like, I guess who am I to say you don't want to be great when given the opportunity I have proved that I too.
I do think that we all don't want to be great. We all do want to be great. We all do want to be. It's just like the friction that it takes to getting there.
Yeah.
The accountability that we have to, have within ourselves, and then also like I do think it's very healthy that our brothers and sisters in our community hold us accountable as well. Now that's very hard, to hold someone accountable. It just is like it's because there's friction there because you want someone to like grow. But like, I don't know. It's just, it's not something that we're like really drawn to. Like no one. I mean, okay, I'll speak for myself. Like I like to just be free spirited. Like and like. I'll kind of.
You mean a thought?
No,
whenever you hear free spirit, you think,
you're trying to. I know what you're trying to do.
Oh, I love him in free. He used to love me in free spirits. No, I'm
just saying, like, not checking in with people.
Collecting spirits? What?
If I say I'm liberated, pray for me.
Oh, yeah, right. If I say I'm healing,
pray for me. I'm probably making bad choices.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You just gotta use code words. Pull you to the side of church and be like,
you just know.
Are you doing alright?
I like it.
I just don't like it. It's
that's
just
how I felt about all your Instagrams this week.
Can you stop? What, bro?
I felt like I needed to pull you to the side.
How you feeling isn't reality sometimes. Okay. Feelings can. The heart is deceitful.
I could be wrong.
Yeah. The heart is deceitful.
I just felt like, okay, this is like he's liberated.
No, I'm a coach.
Okay.
And I want people to get fit. And I've lost 15 pounds. Okay. And I want to get people who want transformations to see my transformation.
Got it. But again, when we see those things, we come and we pray for you because we think you might be outside again.
Nah, feelings be deceitful. Heard. I hear you.
But yeah.
But yeah, man.
Checking in. We gotta check in. Sometimes we just gotta check in.
We do.
How's your walk?
We do. Yeah. Alternative thought now, or we
yes, please. Yeah. Terrance Howard and his challenging of the numeric system.
Is this?
Did you guys watch his Joe Rogan interviews?
I watched it.
I believe he's a genius.
So in the moment, he sounded smart to me.
He sounded smart.
The first one,
he
taught himself advanced mathematics. He can have debates with people who were taught at the top universities, educated for years. People who are, and this Negro taught himself advanced mathematics with books that he bought on Amazon. That's amazing.
Just like Trump.
It's really not amazing. It's just don't go to college and teach yourself.
Yeah. He's giving me gifted black man. Then he's over here like they snatched looking beautiful debating with probably a white man that's similar in age with him, overweight, bad skin, bad teeth, and he's talking to this beautiful, gorgeous Terrance Howard, who's a genius.
Wait, Joe Rogan?
No. It was
he had a mathematician.
Oh, I was going to say like Joe Rogan will knock somebody out.
No, he looks good. I know.
Have you seen his Muay Thai kicks? Have you heard the bag?
That's who he is. He's really a trained fighter.
He brought him on again.
Yes.
With an
you know, I think I saw the thumbnail.
Terrance got fact checked. He got fact checked a couple times.
Yeah, so
he got fact checked a couple times.
So the thing you can sound smart to stupid people. Is basically what Terrance Howard is. Like we're stupid. We don't know these things.
Yeah.
So because we're stupid, he sounds smart. But to the smart people, he also sounds stupid, and we look even stupider.
He's built this model and patented these concepts. Mm-hmm. that he's come up with about, I guess, the creation of the universe. And maybe I think our system is based on like the atom being like the measuring unit of life. Mm-hmm. And he has like challenged that and created a new basis.
Terrance Howard is a great actor. I will give him that. He's a great actor.
And he's a mathematician.
He's a mathematician. He's going into his new lane. He's a great actor. I've seen him on many movies. He's a great actor.
So you think he's just up there acting?
I mean,
look,
it's like, I know my sister, she's an actress. I know that there's still remnants of acting in your natural state.
So you guys don't feel like our numeric system
let
should
me give out. Let me give out. Let me give you.
Because he's questioning if zero should exist.
Let me give an honest answer.
Because there's no such thing as nothing.
So let me give an honest answer.
If there's nothing, then there's no thing.
I think it could be one of two things. I think it could be we're stupid, and he's a little less stupid, and then the people who
far less stupid.
I mean, I ain't gonna give him all that, but just because you know math. I mean, I'm sorry. There's a lot of other subjects in the world than just math.
I just believe
to not be stupid. And does he know? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But and then there's the other math people higher than him that look at him as like stupid. Now it could be this. It could also be maybe our mathematical European Roman system is garbage.
Thank you.
Maybe he has come on to something because he's operating outside of a European system. It could be either or.
Yes.
I hate math. So I'll never know.
Yeah.
Because I don't care.
And I may be believing in him because he looks good.
For
it
sure.
might be like a kid for me.
Yeah.
But if he had a cult, I would join it.
Look! She want to be in Larry cult. She want to be in Terrance Howard cult. All the light eye black guys.
Is that what it is?
Or the light skinned black guys with some muscle.
All right, guys.
I can see a trend. I see a trend.
Listen, y'all remember when Terrance Howard was popular back in the day? Like when he had the meme. He's like, man.
Yeah.
Oh, remember that?
Oh yeah.
This interview, the first one on Joe Rogan, and the second one. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Man.
Oh my gosh! I mean, I haven't watched it yet. I mean, I will say this though, like
I know you've seen clips.
Yeah. Not of the new interview.
Okay.
What I will say in the first interview when he explained how everything builds upon each other and things like that, a lot of that did make a lot of sense to me. He's talking about spirals and this and that. Like, a lot of that does make sense. But it's like, bro, like, take that to Africa. Take that to another country. You're not gonna burn down
nowhere with these white people.
Yeah, you're not. It's, you know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You literally gotta go build your own society with that, or integrate into a society built or ran by your people. So
yeah,
it's kind of like, bro, you're gonna have the Kanye effect. You trying to get in with the club, now you're gonna drive yourself crazy, and they laughing at you. So
that's real.
I agree.
That's real. That's very true.
Financial news.
So there's this article that we came across talking about the United States dollar and inflation. And it was talking about this economic term called consumer price index. Consumer Price Index is essentially an index that tracks a basket of goods that consumers pay for over a year. So, it'll include everything that we pay for. Housing, utilities, even like toiletries, foods, energy, everything that consumers pay for predominantly. And we see that in June, the Consumer Price Index, it declined by 0.1%, which in the article they stated that inflation is under control. And, but
that's promising for the next 30 days.
That is promising. It is promising for the next 30 days for sure. Probably for the rest. The quarter's about to end actually. Yeah. But so that's promising there. And then they also mentioned that the core CPI, which does not include food and energy, it increased by 0.1%. So it's like, okay, so when you incorporate the two main things that people had to deal with or to purchase, food and energy. Energy is oil, gas prices, electricity,
coal as a commodity.
And solar, all that energy stuff, batteries. I don't know. All of that, we see that it declined, and then the core CPI, which doesn't include that, it increased. So it's interesting, and for the month of June, maybe inflation was under control, which is good, Okay. But in reality, no one is really feeling it being under control because ever since, I feel like really ever since we got those stimmies, that was the impetus to a lot of the feelings of inflation that like us as consumers really feel, like the large change in prices. If we were to look at even like bread, for example, like I don't buy loaves of bread anymore, but when I go to Kroger and look at them, like they're around $2 now. But I remember like last year, 2 years ago, you could get a loaf of bread, a very cheap loaf of bread, like say it was on sale for 99 cents.
Right. So that's double.
Yeah, it's double. So we're feeling those effects, and I was telling them earlier before we started, like as an economist myself, I have an outlook that's more long-term perspective in how I'm communicating with people. So I don't think inflation is under control, and I think that it's important to plan for the worst when it comes to this inflation.
But we are feeling the reduction in rent rates in Atlanta. Rent has gone down.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. I've
heard that from a number of people who are actually just in the market right now.
Yeah.
Looking for places that rent is significantly lower than it was this time last year.
I'm trying to pay the least amount possible for rent forever. So serious. So, there's ebbs and flows of the economy. One thing I do think that's going to definitely change up inflation, because the Federal Reserve is going to have to do it, is they're going to have to cut rates. Interest rates are too high. Eventually they're going to have to start cutting rates, and there's predicted to be about 3 rate cuts this year. And when you cut rates, you are devaluing your currency, which is going to only make inflation worse.
Because you're saying, I will lend you money
at a lower rate.
At a lower rate. Yeah. Therefore, this money is less valuable.
You're just making the bubble bigger and bigger.
And
look, gold and silver, y'all.
Gold and silver.
Value,
That's where it's
gold
at.
and silver for sure.
I think it's
and crypto, right?
Crypto certain cryptos do have a store value. Certain cryptos, not all of them, but. Yeah, like start diversifying your portfolio, not just United States dollar bills. Like that's basic. And stocks,
super basic,
and not just 401k. Yeah, moving away from 401k.
Yeah, don't be depending on these promises for real. To be honest, to patent your life. Like,
right.
Like okay, cool, invest in that, but you need to do some things where you can control.
Right. Right. That's so true. So that's the financial news.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. Good conversation today, guys. I don't know if we have anything else, but this was a good quick episode. We're at 1 hour and 20 minutes. This is a shorter one, but
I honestly thought it'd be longer.
Yeah.
You know, but hey, we guess
because we got into it early.
We did. We definitely did.
We got past it.
We were on Trump for a minute too. So.
Right, for sure. Well, all right, cool, man. Well, shoot. This is another episode of Kingdom Outkasts podcast. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you want to pour in and bless us so we can bless you guys with higher quality content, the Cash App is Kingdom Outcast Pod. All right. Anything else, y'all?
Make sure y'all seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all those things will be added unto you. Yahshua is the way, the truth, and the life. Y'all be blessed. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom and hallelujah.
Peace.
Deuces.
Okay, wait.
And the photo.